Ever notice how as you progress professionally, it becomes harder and harder to make moves? I help executives unstick the stuck every week, and today I'm going to unpack why and, more importantly, what to do next when you get stuck. I was on a podcast with my buddy Carson Cooper the other day, and he said, What's the most common thing that you find as you're working with leaders about why they get stuck? Listen, just because you're successful as a leader, it does not keep you from stall outs. In fact, 70% of Fortune 500 executives admit feeling trapped in their role at least once, right? The definition of being stuck. And if you don't do anything about this, it lags. You start to slow, and it kind of drags culture. It can drag strategy and revenue. And your credibility as an executive rests on how quickly you detect that plateau and then make a change. So it's so common. It happens to all of us, but your success depends on how quickly you can identify that you're stuck and then make the move to get unstuck. Okay, so there are three kind of core reasons that leaders get stuck. It's obviously deeply personal to you. If you knew why you were stuck, you would unstick it already. So everybody that I work with is really unique. But there are three kind of common themes that show up. The first one is self-limiting beliefs, right? Some identity challenges. So, this might have to do with your title, your self-worth, your value. When your title or your LinkedIn profile becomes your business cage, then your innovation dies. And so sometimes you have these self-limiting beliefs about your worth or your title that can hold you back. That's one of the themes. A second one is kind of this feedback vacuum. So you're only hearing kind of filtered data. You've got some blind spots there. This is especially tough as you get to the top professionally, because truth is inversely proportionate to your pay grade unless you're intentional about designing for that, right? Because it's more intimidating to bring that feedback to you as you level up. And so you might find yourself in this feedback vacuum. And then the third one, and this one's really common. I hear about it. I feel like I've heard more and more about it even the last couple of months, but it's just energy debt, right? It's decision-making fatigue. It's that creativity stalling. So you're leading, but you're not necessarily taking great care of yourself. The batteries are running low, and eventually those lights start to flicker. So you've got some debt from an energy standpoint. So those are the three common issues that many times that leaders will find themselves in that make them stuck. So let me give you three moves that can really reignite the momentum. If there's something in there, you're like, oh my gosh, JB, that's me. The first one is create some brutally honest mirrors, okay? We're talking about a peer advisory board. We're talking about reverse mentoring. We're talking about an executive coach, like the work that I do. A brutally honest mirror. You need to go somewhere different to get that feedback. That can help reignite some momentum. The second thing, reconnect to your purpose, not position. So go through, for example, a North Star narrative exercise, right? Or really work again to remind yourself of your why. Why did you start this, right? Why is this the story that you find yourself in this situation? What is true about your identity apart from your title and your value apart from how much money you make? Reconnect to your purpose, not your position. That can reignite momentum. And here's another tip. Engineer some micro experiments. So adopt a 30-day kind of learning sprint, if you will. Maybe it's a new market, new piece of tech, new customer interaction. Maybe it's time to get into to AI a little bit, to reboot some curiosity and reward some velocity there. So go through the process of kind of a micro experiment. And I think if you do these three things, they can really reignite some momentum for you. Recently I was working with a leader who was just really, really struggling with with what they wanted their go-to-market strategy to be for their business. And we'd spent a bunch of time working with marketing professionals and identifying what problems we solve and who we solve them for, and we were stuck. And as we did some reflection and we got some brutally honest mirrors, and we started to identify kind of our why outside of our title, the truth was there was some joy in a different kind of work. And we were building toward a go-to-market strategy that was about to set up work that this founder and his team did not actually want to be doing. So we really got to have some important conversations and find a breakthrough in terms of what do they really want to be spending their time doing, and how can we unlock a better future. What's interesting is all of a sudden, all of that marketing information that marketing strategy that we had just worked to develop just started flowing through natural conversation. It's going to be a much better fit for them, and they got unstuck quickly. So listen, if you're feeling this plateau, know first of all that it's not uncommon. Most of us get there. The key is don't wait. Don't wait for 2 or 3 quarters to fix it. You need to do something to kind of break something loose. So if you're feeling that plateau, don't wait to get curious. Use the strategies in this video to maybe shake something loose. Get some brutally honest feedback. Connect more with your purpose beyond your position, and give yourself some experience, some freedom to experiment, to do some micro experiments too. And I think that could help you tremendously. If you're curious about more information like this, by the way, hit up my website, boltonco.net, and I'm happy to share some more information with you. And if you would like a complimentary coaching session, if you're feeling stuck and you'd like a breakthrough, let's spend some time together and talk about what it is maybe that's holding you back, and we'll see if we can help you find another level. It's been great to be with you. Hope you find this helpful, and let's unstick the stuck together. All right, have a great day.